Good afternoon, Woke fam. It's Scott here from Woke Society's here to drop another episode of amazing content. Week 10 has not been disappointed by any means, and this is the last day. And what did we get? We got Trump commuting Roger Stone's sentence. We had everyone and their mom talking about this whole entire Wayfair situation, which I'm going to dive into. You guys are going to get my hardcore opinion about what I saw with this movement and how disgusted I am with it right now, with everything that happened to it. There are some connections I want to point out with George Soros and the Clintons with Wayfair and everything that happened, but I'm going to scorch earth at the end of the episode, so just be prepared for that, because the things I saw were the complete mob mentality took over our own movement. And seeing it just made me absolutely just infuriated with everything that I was seeing. So I'm going to talk about that. And of course, if you guys didn't notice, cats are now getting mail-in ballots as well. This is not a made-up story. This is all real. We have all this to dive into today. But first, let's just hear a word from our sponsor. You guys have been hearing me talk about him for months now, and I'm here to talk about him again. Flip City Magazine, America's Last Laugh. This is a magazine, a comedy satire magazine made by two beautiful people out in California with their own blood, sweat, and tears. They are completely independent, and this is a perfect magazine to buy for your loved ones, your family. It's completely PC free. You guys can see up there, guaranteed PC free. And what you're looking at is the edition, the subscription that you will get with your latest subscription. Everybody hates Bill Gates. The kids aren't all right. Song Bland stars in quarantine. And I'm going to show you some insider here. We have biker, mobster, zombie, meth lord. Some funny pictures here on the end. And when we come back here, this is an excerpt from Woke World. Can you not drive out my demons? Demons need a home too. So we have all this funny stuff going on in this magazine. It makes fun of the swamp. It makes fun of the people we talk about on this channel, actually. And the best part is, guys, is the price. Check this out. When you go to flipcitymag.com, you'll come right here to their main website. They have links all over the place to subscribe. And the best part, guys, is when you subscribe, anyone that's international now can also subscribe to this magazine. Everything's been fixed in the store. Everything's working properly. Everything is working awesomely. So go check it out. This is the price that you can pay for. A subscription right now for an entire year is $20, ladies and gentlemen. It's $20. It's $5 a magazine. You cannot beat that price. And that is a one-year subscription of a mailed-in magazine in a professionally packaged envelope, right to your door. It is worth the money. And you guys can also check out the single issues as well if you want to pay for the single issues. And still, I'm putting out the promotion out there that they want for any first-time responders, military, police. You guys, if you use the code USA at checkout, you will get $5 off a lifetime membership on the magazine. So every year when you subscribe to Flip City, you're going to get that $5 off, and that is still a wonderful, fantastic deal, and something that they wanted me to give out to the first-time responders, military, and police, which is always fantastic. So check them out in the description below. The link is there. You support my sponsors, you're supporting my channel, so thank you very much for doing that. So where do I want to begin, guys? Well, I can't help because this video is going to be all over the place today, which is fine. We have so much to cover, but I want to start out with a laugh. As always, my boy Method's here. This video has gone viral. It's gone viral. It's on Breitbart. It's on Daily News. It's on Daily Caller. It's on all these places. And shout out to AliB77 for finding it. Method's tweeting it out. This is the story, guys, of the cat with the mail-in ballot. You cannot make this up. This is where we're going to start. So I'll see you guys on the other end of the intro. Take a watch.
We're often being reminded to vote. Some people are even getting flyers in the mail to register. But Ron and Carol Timms say there's no way their cat is going to the polls. When Ron Timms checked his mail Wednesday, he found something for Cody Timms. Cody doesn't get much mail. Cody is a cat. He died 12 years ago. The family keeps his ashes in this green container.
A great cat, indoor, outdoor, loved his family, loved the neighborhood. He was 18 and a half when he passed away.
So the Timms were surprised and a bit amused when they saw what came in the mail.
We have a voter registration application for Cody Timms.
It even came with a return envelope.
How'd this happen? I mean, it's not reality. He's a cat. Here he is, and he's been dead for a long time.
Carol Timms understands that in this election year, there's a huge push to get people to the polls.
There's a huge push, but if they're trying to register cats, I'm not quite sure who else they're trying to register. I don't know if they're registering dogs.
We're often...
You just can't make this shit up.
Thanks for tuning in to the land of the real. But it's like the Twilight Zone, the plan is surreal. It'll blow your mind when the plan is revealed. Bring it all to light, all the plans they conceal. Grab your flashlight, it's time to go down the rabbit hole. It's dark and hell is hot, dealing with satanic souls. The tide is turning, patriots are now in control. Apply aggressive pressure right now until they fold. Stay woke, open up your eyes and keep them peeled. All they do is lie, realize not everything is real. Through Project Looking Glass, the future is revealed. Future proves past, but there won't be any deals. Woke society's fam, you know it's time to go. Grab your popcorn, sit back now, enjoy the show. Severe and non on the mic, so come on, enjoy the flow. The wave is rising and you know it's only gonna grow.
Oh, guys, that was a real story. Cats are now getting mail-in ballots to vote. Dead cats. And it's not even the cat was alive and well in the house. The cat's been dead for 12 years and they put the cat's name on a voting ballot. Just get your laps in now because it's going to get very serious in just a moment. But my Lord, this was a true story and it's all over the place. And I'm so glad Methods was the one that put it out there because holy crap, it got enough notice and it just spread like wildfire. And here we are at Breitbart. Dead cat receives voter registration form by mail. Would have voted Democrat, owner says. Oh God, I can't help but laugh at this, guys. This is good. Cody, a snuggly cat in Atlanta, wasn't alive to see any of the Obama years, let alone the Trump era, but he received a voter registration form by mail on Wednesday. How'd this happen? Former owner Carol Timms wondered about the cat disease for 12 years since the George W. Bush administration. I mean, it's not reality. He's a cat. Here he is, she added, holding up his remains in a tiny green container. If they're trying to register cats, I'm not quite sure who else they're trying to register. I don't know if they're trying to register dogs, mice, snakes, Tim said. And that is the takeaway from all of this. It's a really funny story, but at the same time, it's super serious with what's going on in the world with these mail-in ballots right now. Or just not in the world, in our country. Who else are they trying to get? If they're going to put cats' names out there, why not just put all of your pets' names down and mail them out to everybody? And let's just see what happens. But mail-in ballots, you know, we're all still conspiracy theorists that none of it's corrupted at all. It's not a cheated system. It's not a broken system, right? But yet, you know, we'll take mail-in ballots for your cat that's been already dead for 12 years. Can you imagine being these people? First of all, you gotta be so confused. At the same time, it's like you're probably triggering memories of a cat that you dearly loved. She is showing the containers of the ashes of the cat in the video. It's just, you cannot make this stuff up. Even Donald Trump Jr. is the one that retweeted this out. And I'm really surprised, honestly, that the president didn't tweet on this. Maybe it'll come up in a recent, in one of his recent gatherings. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. If he brings this up in a Trump rally, it's going to be great. And I hope there's some cat people there that are holding up some signs. It would be really funny, but it's really, really good. You cannot make this stuff up. So on a more serious note, On a more serious note, some crazy, insane news that nobody was expecting dropped yesterday, and here we are from Fox News. Trump commutes Roger Stone sentence days before prison term set to begin. And this was not to be, I wasn't expecting this to drop. I'm still focused on Ghislaine Maxwell and everything going on with her, but this news dropped and it set off a firestorm. So let's just take a look at this and read what we have here. The White House announced Friday that President Trump signed an executive grant of clemency commuting the unjust sentence of Roger Stone just days before the longtime political operative was slated to report to prison to serve more than 3 years for charges stemming from former special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation, which we know was a gigantic nothing burger. And in a lengthy statement released late Friday, White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany said the president had made the decision to commute Stone's sentence in light of the egregious facts and circumstances surrounding his unfair prosecution, arrest, and trial. Now, when I heard this news, I'm still new to a lot of this stuff. I'm still new to the Roger Stone story. And as far as I know, he was tied up in this Mueller investigation. And I already know the Mueller investigation is complete wash. It's all shit anyways. It's garbage. It was 3 wasted years, 2 wasted, whatever it was, of nonsense. And Trump is justifying that by letting Roger Stone go, essentially. He is commuting the sentence to do that. And this has caused a firestorm from Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, all the regular suspects, the mainstream media, and of course, we're hearing dictator Trump still. So let's hear what Adam Schiff had to say about this, because I know you guys love to hear from him. But we'll start out with a tweet. I'll start you guys off lightly. Trump just commuted Roger Stone's sentence. Stone lied and intimidated witnesses to hide Trump's exploitation of the Russian hack of his opponent's campaign. With Trump, there are now two systems of justice in America. This is more comedic than I thought it was going to be today. One for Trump's criminal friends and one for everyone else. And can everyone just right now go get a mirror and just place this mirror in front of his face? What do we call this? We call this absolute projection. And we heard the same comments from Nancy. I'm sure Joe Biden's going to have one lined up for us. If his wife can write it out for him correctly, we'll have to wait and see. But here we are, Adam Schiff talking about a two-tier justice system, one for Trump's criminal friends and one for everyone else. How about Schiff, all your entire political buddies that you've been protecting this entire time? But you want to talk about a two-tier justice system. And of course, we're going to be talking about the exploitation of the Russian hack of his opponent's campaign. We're still doing this. It's so sick. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And I'm trying to come up with my tweet here. I had a video of it. Had a video of him talking. You know what? I'm going to find it because it was absolutely worth it. I'll find it a little bit later, but it's okay. It's basically Adam Schiff reiterating the same statements on CNN, and CNN talking heads basically just agreeing with him, nodding their heads, and continuing on the conversation. It was absolutely disgusting. So you guys are lucky because the tab's not working, so the video's not going to play. So I just spared you from hearing that little crooked eye snake Schiff speak any kind of words. So anyways, well, what did Trump have to say about all this? Well, here he is. Of course, he tweeted it out. Donald Trump wrote, Roger Stone was targeted by an illegal witch hunt that never should have taken place. It is the other side that are criminals, including Biden and Obama, who spied on my campaign and got caught. And what is this leading up to, ladies and gentlemen? This is leading up to what I believe the real reason. We all know Spygate is an act. We all know who the Spygate actors are. We've seen the Declass, but guess what? More and more Declass came out on General Flynn just yesterday, and they are bombshells. And of course, the mainstream media will not touch this because it absolutely every single time these Catherine Heritage notes that come up on Twitter, the ones that the person that Q told us to follow for all these updates for Spygate, every time she tweets out a piece of paper with notes on it, it is just incendiary. It's fire. And it's just blowing up this entire story with single tweets. They're just as powerful as memes at this point. It's really awesome to see. But when you think about it, the fact that Trump was able to do this for Roger Stone, it makes me think just how confident and how secure the Durham indictments that are going to be handed down. That Trump is so confident to do this that what Durham really has is going to be what we've all been waiting for. The absolute hammer to drop on these people, because again, this isn't going to be a report. These are going to be indictments that are handed out, and that's what we're waiting for. The fact that Trump was able to go ahead and do this and say that this was all tied up in the same witch hunt, guess what? Roger Stone, you're out too, because everything that is involved with this is a complete scam. So that should give you some confidence for what we're going to be seeing in the next coming weeks and months, because as far as I know, Trump would not have touched this if he wasn't so confident in what's to become in the future. Now, as far as what Declass dropped recently, let's take a look from our buddy Technofog. This is crazy. You guys want to talk about complete corruption? Now it is definitely out. This is worse than the Peter Strzok notes. New Flynn documents thread, 1/30/2017. This was in January 30th of 2017. The dates are important. FBI advised that they believed Flynn believed what he was saying was true. FBI determined Flynn was not acting as an agent of Russia. This is the notes, guys. This is what Sidney Powell was fighting for to get out in the public, because she knew these were out there. She saw them herself. This is why she took on this case. This is why exactly General Flynn is free. He was never doing anything that he wasn't supposed to. He was a foreign ambassador at the moment on the transition team, helping America soothe the tensions that Obama created with Russia. We know this for a fact. And here we are, March 30th of 2017. Dana Boente notes from meeting with Comey, Michael Flynn, do not view as source of collusion. And you can see it right here. right there. The notes, the handwriting is terrible, but we have the translation right there. It's really bad. And even worse, Flynn knows we have tech cuts was affirmed in his answers, just talking about, meeting with the FBI the day after the Flynn interview. FBI assessed Flynn believed he was telling the truth, and FBI said Flynn knows we have tech cuts was affirmative in his answers. And it appears that part of the Boenti notes were previously leaked to Maddow. It's remarkable how self-serving these special counsel slash DOJ resistant leaks were. Anyway, here's today's full filing, and there's the rest of the notes. But we have the rest of them here as for you as well. Technofile continues to say, corrupt motives. Comparing the Flynn evidence to the August 2017 Mueller scope memo, Comey. Flynn Kislyak calls appear legit. Department AG Toscas. No reasonable pros to Logan Act, which was what Joe Biden was pursuing. Remember? Joe Biden's the one that was pushing the Logan Act. February 2017 FBI memo. Clears Flynn of Logan Act. Scope memo. Pursue criminal investigation of Logan Act. These are bombshells, ladies and gentlemen. Bombshells. The FBI already had said that Flynn, there was nothing that he did wrong. But here we are. He went through hell, and Judge Sullivan is still refusing to put down this case, the Obama-appointed judge. So they are going down with the sinking ship at this point. They have no choice. They have no choice. So they're going to keep lying and keep spreading this story until the cuffs get slammed on him by Durham. There is nothing else left to do at this point. But we see one more here. The FBI advised that they believed what he was saying, and FBI determined Flynn was not acting as an agent of Russia. That's actually, just put that one there again. But again, hey, put it there twice for context. So this is what we're seeing. But this is what I was also talking about. Sidney Powell here. She responded to Adam Schiff because this snake is just absolutely disgusting. This is in response to Adam Schiff's Roger Stone sentence. And again, I'm bringing up Sidney Powell again because she was Flynn's attorney. You obstructed justice and lied to the country for 3 years while you hid testimony of witness after witness. There was no collusion with Russia, and General Flynn was wrongfully prosecuted on government lies. Your conduct is despicable and criminal. And she tagged Donald Trump, Bongino, and Barbara Redgate. Not sure who that is, but either way. I remember Adam Schiff before I was woke, before I did any of this stuff. I remember him saying on TV multiple times he had overwhelming evidence of all this collusion with Flynn and Trump and the entire administration with Russia. Overwhelming evidence. And through this entire journey, all Schiff has done is hide behind closed door meetings and hide behind, well, this evidence that he supposedly has is classified. But at the same time, these memos that he knew he had, all these memos he saw himself, were being hidden from the public. And if it wasn't for Sidney Powell, I don't know if any of this stuff would have come to light. I really don't. But now they are. And the fact that they're so blatantly, obviously corrupt is because these people never thought they were going to get caught. That is why it's so just in your face when you actually see the notes and the Declass. You could tell by the way they were acting, the way they were writing, they were so sloppy with everything because they were certain Trump was not going to win and that Hillary was going to take us to the grave. That is what happened here. That's what happened, but it's really crazy. It's really crazy to see all this. Now it's in the public light. We've been talking this for a while. And my most thing that I can get excited about is Flynn getting back into the fold with Trump. And this Daily Caller article is exactly what this is talking about. So elusive government memo shows FBI did not think Michael Flynn intentionally lied. We saw that in the techno fog Declass notes there. And again, the Justice Department memo from late January 2017 shows that the FBI did not believe that Michael Flynn intentionally lied in a White House interview at the center of his legal case. So Q keeps talking about that Flynn knows where the bodies are buried. So guess what? Let's get him back into the fold. And that's exactly what Trump allies are doing right now. Trump allies push for a new campaign opening act for Michael Flynn. And wouldn't he be the best campaign trailmate ever for Trump's campaign while he's out here? We need Michael Flynn at these rallies. We really do. So let's take a look at this. This is from just today. 4 years ago, Michael Flynn, an intelligence officer with a 3-decade military career, became a MAGA star introducing Donald Trump at Roush's campaign rallies. Now, after a prolonged battle against what Trump's biggest supporters see as a rigged judicial system staffed by Obama-era bureaucrats, Flynn's status as a deep state fighting warrior has only grown. And with Flynn on the verge of potentially having criminal charges dismissed altogether, Trump allies are pushing the campaign to give Flynn the ultimate comeback, hitting the campaign trail for the president, according to 9 people inside or close to the Trump campaign. Great surrogate. Lots of people will come to see him, said former White House Speaker Newt Gingrich at a Trump rally. He's the perfect example of a deep state victimization. Pretty powerful. And he's absolutely right. And now Politico, I don't know if this is the good Politico. I'm not sure where they stand as far as fake news, but the whole entire point of this is what I've been saying. Flynn's going to be free. We know he's going to be. That war is over. Sullivan is going to be forced to drop the case at some point. I'm not even worried about that. The fact is, I want Flynn back with Trump. I want them back together, working together. And I know, I'm almost positive, again, I have no sauce. This is my personal opinion. I know they would love to work together again and get him back under the fold. This is a man I believe one day could possibly run for president himself. And I know he would have a ton of support. So we'll have to see. So this is everything recent, very recent with Spygate. So I believe this is, again, part of the week 10 of pain. Now, there are a lot of people, which we're going to talk about right now, that think Wayfair is the week 10 pain. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about everything that happened with it. Going to talk about some threads that are about this. But at the end of this, I'm going to give everyone my dead honest opinion about what I saw with this movement in regards to this Wayfair story. Let's take a look at it. We're going to get pretty serious here. So Tommy G here. Everyone knows that this was all over the internet yesterday. And people were messaging me. People were tweeting me. Scott, you need to go do this. Why aren't you talking about this? Why aren't you getting it out there? Well, I'll explain all that at the end of all this, because there are some legitimate connections here and some legitimate things that happen, which I'm going to point out, but you guys are going to hear my honest opinion at the end of this. So here we go. So Tommy G wrote, 1. Wayfair discovery. There's a 5 2-minute videos here that tie Wayfair oddities to China, Haiti, trafficking, and organ harvesting. Do I have your attention yet? Good. Let me know what else you guys find. I'm fairly certain this will freak you out. And here's the video. I'm going to play some of it. Take a watch.
Guys, we've been digging into this Wayfair rabbit hole all day. I just found something really weird, and I got plans tonight. So I'm going to hurry this up, and this is going to be a one-take shot here. And if I'm stumbling on myself or rambling, just forgive me. I just don't have time to really put this all together. I just came across this stuff right now. So to give you a quick, brief recap, earlier today with the Wayfair stuff, there's sex trafficking obviously going on with this place. $10,000 pillows, $15,000 bookcases. You can see here, not only were there $12,000 cabinets being sold, $10,000 throw pillows. You can go find this tweet on my Twitter, @TommyG. Don't mind my camera work. I really need a fucking cameraman. So this one was interesting. The comments from the Anons in the threads are better than the threads that I'm putting out and that everyone else is putting out. Live in the comments sections. There's so many sharp people in there that just don't have a big following that are identifying stuff. This is one thing that I looked at that I thought was weird. Someone posted that the book names were weird. Little Princess, Kindergarten, and this thing looked odd to me. Artificial Intelligence Future. I mean, that AI stuff, we know that's going to be the end of the world. And this word future here looks like it's photoshopped on, right?
So he keeps going into this, talking about Wayfair. And there was a lot more videos here, which we're not going to discuss. I'm going to show screenshots of all this. So this whole entire Wayfair situation comes out, and everyone's talking about it. You're seeing, I'll show you guys right here. This is what we were seeing yesterday. We're seeing eBay. $29,300 for pillows. And it wasn't just eBay. It was also Etsy. $52,025.78 for a summer camp for fat kids. And on top of it, here's some more screenshots. Lumbar pillow. ED Ellen DeGeneres crafted by Loloi. And the price is $10,098. Now, it's very odd. It's very odd because where Wayfair came into the spotlight was they were selling these cabinets. They were selling these cabinets that looked like anything you could buy for Walmart. They don't look anything special, and they were selling for like $10,000, $12,000. And the weird part was that there was names associated with children that were missing to the prior year, and these names were on the products. And we can see it. I'll see if I can find that one screenshot. I don't know if I have it here, but either way, I don't have it, but it's fine. We don't have it. Okay, it's fine. But we were seeing these names of children tied up with these super expensive pieces of furniture that look like anything that anyone can buy at a local Walmart or Home Depot. And so that is very strange. You can see it right here. Isabel and Max, that was one of the examples here. And this is a Pi-Mental baby dinosaur for 4-piece framed art set. $30,000. Now, of course, everybody and their mom was saying, look, there are names here for missing children, which some of them were backtracked and some of that does seem to be the case. But everyone knows that obviously you're not going to buy a baby album that costs $12,000. So really, what's going on here? And Wayfair responded. And we're all seeing it now over social media. All the Facebook fact checkers, Politico, and whoever else. They're all fact checking. And within 24 hours, they were supposedly able to dismiss the story completely. Call it conspiracy theories, call it whatever. And even Wayfair came out with a statement and said that they are standing by their prices and this was not an error and has nothing to do with child trafficking. I don't believe that's the case. I believe they got caught doing something sketchy because, again, Wayfair has a lot to do with drop shipping, and anyone knows about drop shipping. It's super sketchy. The inventories aren't tracked well. The sellers and buyers aren't tracked well. There's items that don't get sold. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. And Wayfair is connected all over the world. But Wayfair didn't back down. They had an easy out and could have just said, look, we never updated our inventory. We never updated our prices. And honestly, at that time, Wayfair went back and adjusted all their prices for all these cabinets. And their excuse was that they were industrial pieces and that's why they were so much money. But then went along and adjusted them anyways after the fact. Super sketchy, right? So I'm looking at all this. And for me, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about any of this stuff because when I see stuff go viral like this, the first thought in my head is, what if this is some story that's created on 4chan, that's created on some other outlet that we're not aware of? It gets photoshopped, things get changed, images can be manipulated, it goes out, and then it catches like wildfire. And the next thing you know, people in a lot of the high-profile accounts in our movement and a ton of people just in general are on Twitter talking about this stuff and pushing these theories. And the first thing in my head is, what if this is, because you have to think about it from the other side. And I remember the video from Chet Hanks talking how he's got the tattoo on him. And he's talking about him from the Illuminati and all this stuff. Have you guys ever thought that these people can also troll us as well? They can also troll us as well. And when we see things like this, we need to make sure they are legit in their research and they have sauce. And that is what I was waiting for while all this stuff was going out and why I wasn't saying anything in the beginning when all this, and I think I may have tweeted out this morning about Wayfair, but I was getting barraged by people because they wanted to hear what I had to say about it. But we're going to get into that just a little bit. But there was some more interesting connections to all this, which I'm going to tie in the Clintons and George Soros here in just a moment. Carly Q tweeted this out. Wayfair upper management all tied to Bain and Company and or Clinton health access initiatives. And it goes to this here. Now, it's sketchy because we're talking about Haiti. We're talking about countries that we know the Clintons were involved with as far as, trafficking and all this other stuff. But Wayfair upper management all tied to Bain and Company and or Clinton health access initiatives. And here we are. We have Vice President, Global Brand Creative and Curated Merchandising. Joining Wayfair, Lisa was a principal in the private equity and retail practices of Bain and Company. We have John S. Kim here. He's from the Clinton Health Access Initiatives, also a consultant of Bain and Company. Seems like the Clinton Health Initiative and Bain and Company have a lot of the same employees. Really sketchy. And Grace Hines, Vice President of Global Merchandising. Prior to joining Wayfair, she was a partner of Bain and Company in their consumer product practice. As Bain, she led consulting projects focused on strategy, pricing, supply chain, and among other things. And also Kate Gollier. Kate worked in Invest for Bain and Capital. And we have Michael Fleisner here working for Bain and Capital. All these people tied and linked up with also the Clintons. There is definitely some legitimacy to some of these claims here. And I'm going to get to the last one, which ties George Soros to this. And this was not my find. This was found on 8chan. And it was an awesome find because it does tie in George Soros to Wayfair. Now, this was an article from 2017. George Soros' best performing stocks of 2017 so far. And the very first one, actually the second one we have here, just says George Soros didn't amass his estimated net worth of more than $25 billion by making bad stock picks. Through the years, the billionaire investor has poured money into plenty of huge winners. This year is no exception. These 5 best performing Soros stocks have generated gains of at least 46% so far in 2017. Extreme Networks, and here we are, the second one, Wayfair. It's just really odd to me because remember the stocks that Soros also bought for Activision, who we knew they were communicating through game chat, bought stock in this company in the beginning of the year, right before COVID, bought stocks in that, has stocks in Wayfair. Why does this man have his fingers in everything that ends up leading to something that's super sketchy? He funds Antifa. BLM funds all of this stuff. Why is this man always got his fingers in somewhere in all this? So I'm going to show you guys one more video here from my man Methods that got an amazing sound clip of the George Soros Foundation, the Open Society Foundation, the Supreme Court ruling on it, and why this all ties in together. We're going to take a watch, and it's going to blow your mind. It's 2 minutes. It's worth the 2 minutes. Watch it. Here we go.
A defeat to George Soros and his anti-American overseas groups. Here's Richard Pollack with more.
Although it's been barely mentioned in the mainstream press, the Supreme Court recently dealt a big blow to liberal billionaire George Soros and his overseas operations. On June 29th, the court, in a 5-3 vote, declared Soros could not use federal funds to pursue anti-American campaigns. Scott Walter, the president of the Capital Research Center, says the Supreme Court decision was, in fact, a blow to Soros and his anti-American overseas operations.
The latest Supreme Court decision has real value because it establishes in principle that the American government does not have to take our tax dollars and hand them to groups that are opposed to American interests and American foreign policy.
President Barack Obama poured more than $170 million of taxpayer funds into various Soros groups, including East West Management and its Open Society foundations. Most of the groups have pursued anti-American policies. The bulk of Soros's funds came from the U.S. Agency for International Development, known as AID. To gauge just how radical Soros is, the billionaire's group, called Open Society Foundations, opposed U.S. federal prostitution and sex trafficking laws. The Soros position on prostitution and sex trafficking is especially shocking in light of today's Me Too movement, and it's also surprising in light of the federal prosecution of Jeffrey Epstein's aides in his sordid sex trafficking case. Walter says the Soros sex trafficking position is very outside American values, which is why the Supreme Court case was largely ignored by the mainstream media.
Yes, they are very far outside the bounds, which is why the rest of the media, unlike you, is keeping this quiet because they don't want to have Americans hearing that George Soros is willing to fight to the death for sex trafficking.
Walter says the Soros sex trafficking position is very outside American values, which is why the Supreme Court case was ignored by the mainstream media.
Now, I covered this Supreme Court case a couple episodes back. It was quick. There wasn't that much detail. It was like a 37-page document, but I did report, X22 put a report out on it, and I mentioned it. The people from the Open Society Foundation lost their constitutional rights because everything they push is anti-American, and you just heard it yourself. George Soros' Open Society Foundation wants trafficking, is against anti-trafficking, is against anti-prostitution. All values that any common person would have would be against. Human trafficking? You want human trafficking? So when you hear things like this, right? And you have Wayfair, I do think there is some legitimacy to a lot of this. But this is where I want to go off here. This is where I lost my mind. In the last 2 days, I've just been in a complete sour mood from what I've been seeing within our own ranks, with big accounts in this movement, and just people in general. I've been talking about the mob mentality and the left and how they react and how they are on the internet. If you go on a Facebook comment section and you even mention Trump or anything pro-Q, pro-Trump, anything against the leftist ideology, you are mobbed. You are just completely destroyed by words, and you get canceled, and you just get overtaken and you're ratioed. What I saw happen yesterday I saw people that I normally respect, bigger accounts, putting out different opinions on what they thought was happening with Wayfair. And some of these opinions were just lightly put as, hey guys, let's sit back and let's just see everything that comes out of this Wayfair things before we start writing threads, before we start writing all these things, before we start spreading these some of them are complete just lies from what I saw. Made up stories with no sauce, pictures being thrown around, which I can easily go to tineye.com. Anyone can do it. It's tineye.com and put a photo in and just search the validity of the photo to make sure it's real. And I kept seeing photos being sent around for a lot of this stuff. Excuse my kid. And I'm seeing that a lot of these photos are fake. And some anon accounts that I still highly respect, they're going out there and they're saying, hey guys, I have a different opinion on what this Wayfair thing is. And what do you see from Trump followers, Q people? They got mobbed in their own comments by people that supposedly support us and support the movement. And we're all crying and complaining about the mob mentality. And I was seeing it happen within our own ranks yesterday with all this Wayfair stuff. Q, the reason why I liked Q so much and the whole entire movement was that Q inspires free speech and free thinking. Free thinking. That involves all groups, including our own. The reason why people were tweeting me and telling me, you should be talking about this. You should be saying something. I understand I'm moving up, I guess, more into in this community, this movement as a creator, and I get all that. I did not come on here to be the say-all, end-all on a lot of these subjects, and I understand a lot of people want to hear my opinion. But the reason why I don't is because of things like JFK Jr., the kids in the tunnels underground. A lot of this stuff is put out there that's not vetted, and then you attach yourself to it, you put it in an episode, and guess what? You end up on Daily Beast getting just completely torn apart, and your reputation is gone in literally less than a day. And I'm seeing responsible accounts saying things like, guys, let's just hold off a little bit. They offer a theory or opinion on what's going on, and what do I see? From mostly people that were Q followers, Trump supporters, they're in the comment section mobbing some of these people on Twitter, doing the same exact thing that the left does. My whole point in saying all this is we have to be better. I didn't come on and do the YouTube to be a people pleaser, to go along with the hive mind, because there is a hive mind in the Q movement right now. And I see it every day. There's some big accounts that I cannot stand. I will not name names. Maybe one day I will. But because a lot of these larger accounts that are out there that push certain things, that don't vet things sometimes, it sends a cascade of people our way. People that make videos, that do content. You should be talking about this. You should be talking about that. And it takes me 1 minute sometimes to dismantle these claims that some of these big accounts, these huge big accounts on Twitter, it takes me a second to dismantle what they were saying, because I'm just going to put it out there. But if this is true, that to me, it's fake news. It's fake news, and we need to be better than the fake news. That's the whole point of why I started this channel in the first place. And I'm seeing so much of it now, and I know it's a byproduct of the Q movement growing. I understand that. But we have to be better. We need to be better. And people coming up to me and direct messaging me and tweeting at me saying I should do something, I don't have to do shit for anybody. I want my woke fam here. You guys have been fantastic. I'm not even talking to a lot of you. You guys are my audience. I want us to be better. If this is going to be my platform, my audience, we all need to be better. And I don't get a lot of stuff from the woke community. I don't. You guys are fantastic. You guys are absolutely fantastic. But I get a lot of random messages from people. In the last 2 days, I just got up to here with it. And this is really, really what I want to get to. I do believe this has some legitimacy. How can we possibly prove it? We can't. We can't. Unless Wayfair came out and said, yes, this is what we're doing. You got us. We can make the connections like I just did. And I'm sure it's happening. We know it's a lot of the time it's right in our faces. The point I'm getting to at, stop mobbing people for having a little bit of a different theory or take on things. That is nothing better than what the left's doing to us right now. It's a cancel culture. And I'm seeing it within our own ranks, and it absolutely disgusts me. Q is about free thinking. And even if you don't agree with it, that's fine. Stop mobbing people. People that have put so much in this movement are getting mobbed for having a different opinion, for even suggesting a different opinion. The shit needs to stop. So that is my spiel today, guys. Very emotional today. This is again, well, that's why I have my channel. It's a great way for me to get this off of my chest. So I would love to know what you guys think about this, because I'm sure I triggered some of you. So go ahead, rate your comments in the comment section. I'll take a passerby at those like I always do, and all that good stuff. But I just want to put out there, guys, we need to be better with the things that we put out there. We tweet. My biggest thing that I have learned is don't be the first person to get the information out there just to be the first person. At some point, it's going to blow back and you're going to take damage from it. And it's not going to be good for your reputation. And that's something that I am currently going through right now and teaching myself, because I was that person. I was that person that wanted to get noticed. I wanted to get likes. I wanted to get the retweets. But along the way, and I'm glad I learned this quick, you do lose some respect for some people, and you can just feel it. Because it's not about the clicks. It's not about the likes. It's not about the views. It's not about any of that stuff. This is about waking up America, waking up the world. This is what it's all about. So we need to be better. We're going to be better. We're going to be fine. So again, this is what comes. This is what I think Red Pill calls it, growing pains. These are growing pains right now. But we need to check ourselves. We need to be better. We're going to do better. So that's all I have today, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a crazy end of week 10 here, and we're coming up in mid-July, so things are going to get crazy, and we have to just be ready for it. We have to be mentally, spiritually, emotionally, we have to be prepared for the things that are going to be coming out, because we're getting to that tipping point. We're coming up at the end of year 4 of a presidency. There's a lot of expectations, and I know that's why people are out there pushing the Wayfair stuff, because we want it so bad, and I totally understand it. But we have to be patient. We have to let these things come out. We do not want to be like the fake news. So thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you guys out there on Podcast Land for listening. As always, on your way out, go check out my Woke Society's channel. Go check out the store. My brother and Bruce made up these awesome thank you designs on that new hat, new shirt there. And of course, we got the camo hat with the American flag with the blue stripes in it for our policemen, because they need our support more than ever. So go check out the Woke Societies. Go subscribe, like, share, comment. Tell everyone we're the news now. Go to my Patreon. Sign up for my tiered things there. I have some really cool stuff there. The BitChute, and of course my shop, which is all down below. And of course, check out my sponsor, FlipCityMag.com. Go subscribe to them. They're fantastic. Their product is beautiful. You will not be disappointed when you get it in the mail. So go check that out. So thank you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Stay safe, stay warm, and as I always say, stay woke.